For the last days, we have talked about our wide open borders and how they have led to companies exploiting illegal aliens in what I believe is nothing less than modern day slavery. But there is another side of our borders that is nothing more than a line on a map, and that is drugs. You're not going to see much about it in the mainstream media. I mean, for some reason, this just isn't a topic anymore. The Mexican side of the border is essentially a war zone with the government fighting of Mexico, the Mexican government fighting and losing, or sometimes in collusion with the heavily armed drug cartels. And newsflash, the river isn't going to hold that one back. Gwinnett County, Georgia. This is over 1,000 miles from our U.S.-Mexico border. They have already had 9 drug-related kidnappings this year. In one incident, it just happened a couple of weeks ago, DEA agents raided a home and charged 3 men, all illegal aliens, with kidnapping and conspiracy to distribute cocaine after finding that they chained this guy to a wall and beat him for nearly a week in an effort to collect $300,000 in drug debt. There are no good guys in this story, except the people who are on the front line, like Rodney Benson. He is the special agent in charge of the Atlanta Field Division of the DEA. Rodney, thank you so much for being on the program. It has taken us quite a while to be able to bring you on the air and have you talk about what's going on in Atlanta.
Glad to be here.
It is absolutely on fire. Let's start. What did I miss about that guy who was chained to the wall? Tell me a little bit about this.
Well, he was a distributor of narcotics up the East Coast, and he was lured down under a ruse to come down to see the Mexican suppliers here in Atlanta. And when he went to a house just in the metro area, he was pulled into a garage where 7 armed men took him out, essentially beat him, brought him down into the basement of this house where he was shackled in this unfinished basement. And his hands were cuffed, and then they took out rolls of duct tape, and essentially his entire face, his nose, pretty much everything was just covered with tape. And over the course of a week, we became aware of this, and what we ended up doing, Glenn, through a number of different investigative means, we found the house where this individual was being held. And what we did was we conducted a rescue operation, and this individual, when we found him, was chained in the basement, severely dehydrated, and he was beaten as well, and
okay.
And we saved his life.
All right. Is it true that some of these people that are kidnapping in Atlanta are as young as 16 years old? The kidnappers.
We're seeing younger individuals being deployed by Mexican cartel leadership up into the United States to work for these cartels.
Okay, there's two people who have a little bit of credibility on this. There's the Gwinnett DA, the Gwinnett County DA, that said this is not a blip. This is significant in what's going on here. U.S. Attorney for the northern part of Georgia said, we are about to see the extreme violence that is happening south of the border happen here in America. Not a lot of people, because nobody's really covering this in the mainstream media, but we're watching it. The violence south of the border is off the chart. It is more violent there than it is in Baghdad or Afghanistan. They are beheading people. Do you believe this is the kind of stuff that is coming our way if we don't do something and pay attention to this?
Well, you know what we're doing, Glenn, is we're aggressively attacking that problem. I mean, clearly Mexican drug trafficking organizations are the dominant force that we're facing here in the metro area. They're responsible for the lion's share of cocaine and methamphetamine and marijuana and black tar heroin that's being distributed up. It's coming here, it's going up the eastern seaboard, and yeah, we're facing a very, I mean, it's a challenge for us. They're getting more sophisticated. They're absolutely armed to the teeth with AK-47s and other weapons.
And they're targeting this county because this is a large Hispanic community, and so these drug gangs are just kind of trying to blend into the Hispanic community. What is the reaction for the community? Are they standing up, or are they afraid?
You know, it's not just that county, Glenn. I mean, what you have is multiple counties
Right.
in metro Atlanta, and now we're seeing it too in a big way in North Carolina.
But is the community, are the communities standing up, or are they being intimidated and afraid like they are in Mexico now?
The community is reporting information to police, and
That's good.
that's what they should continue to do. There's a steady stream of tips and leads that come into law enforcement that we're able to react to, and I don't anticipate that stopping anytime soon.
Okay. Thank you very much, sir. Appreciate your time, and keep fighting the good fight.
Thanks, Glenn.
You bet. We'll be back in just a minute.